I just finished episode 9 of X-Men 97.
There you go.
I am balls deep in that show, and I love it.
Speaking of which, Video Game Donkey. Remember Video Game Donkey on YouTube?
Donkey?
D-U-N.
Like donkey? Like donkey?
Except for donkey, but D-U-N.
Taylor Moon, yeah. Is it just Taylor Swift?
Pretty sure it's Lindsay Lohan.
Dragon Ball Z Kai, right? You dropping like 300 episodes of filler. Thank you.
If Deadpool 3 crushes it and Wolverine hammers it the way we think it's going to happen, I believe that will be the dawn of the X-Men as the new Avengers center stage franchise.
Hello and welcome everybody back again. Thanks for joining RPG. I am Kiwi with a couple of other really passionate geeks. As always, Justin Williams and Jon Wolheim. How's it going, guys?
What's up? What's up?
Woot woot!
Now, John, rocking the Captain America shield there
this
for
little
all
thing
our
right
listeners. That is sharp, man.
Do you know why I'm rocking this today, Kiwi?
Yeah, what's going on?
This Electromag Captain America shield is the same one that I'm going to wear on stage while moderating panels at ComicCon, thanks to our friends at ComicCon for ComicCon San Diego, I should specify, for donating space for Games for Love. So we are going to be moderating panels in full Captain America cosplay, y'all. Screen accurate, Infinity War, of course. No Endgame here. Come on, let's. Right, like, so yeah,
Very
come on
cool.
down, folks. If you're in San Diego, if you're cool like Justin Williams and you live there, I'll see you there.
That's awesome, man. I'm a little bit jealous, especially with the magnetic attachment point on there.
It's gonna be legit. I can't wait to see. And
I'm
of
also
course,
jealous you're going.
I'm rocking the Taylor Moon shirt that John has created for Games for Love as well. So I'm excited to represent.
Oh, that is nice.
What?
Look at that.
You know what this means is because of people like Justin and Amir and our friends Alex Gombos and Haley O'Neill, so many of these other amazing human beings, Christina Marie, doing all these posts. We've already generated more than $1,200. And if you want to be part of that, go to nerdgear.io. All purchases in the month of May, 100% of the proceeds go directly to Games for Love. We are going to raise $5,000 to help 100,000 kids in the next year. So come on down, buy some super nerdy merch, and plug complete.
Plug complete. There it is. Wrapped
There
up
it
nice
is.
and beautiful. You know, with Taylor Moon on your shirt, she's post transformation there after the 5-minute cutscene of the stars and the sparkles and everything, and then she becomes Taylor Moon. What's her day-to-day alias?
Oh, when she's not in full magical girl.
when she's not Taylor Moon, yeah. Is it just Taylor Swift?
Pretty sure it's Lindsay Lohan. Yeah.
Oh, I just saw something for a fan petition going around to have Miley Cyrus play Rogue in the next in a X-Men in general.
Well, there's a few of those going around, right? Like they want some interesting celebrities to play some of these stars. Like who is it? Tay was hinting at playing Dazzler, right? And then was that or that was
like a very deep hint. That was like a song lyric or something.
That was so deep dive. It was one of her lyrics that says "I sparkle," and they're like, "Oh, she just officially announced that she's going to play Jubilee."
She ordered a frappuccino at 4:00 on a Thursday. That means that she's buying Starbucks stock. Yep.
Yeah. I think it's really a deep dive. I mean, who knows? If they might do it. I'm still waiting for the X-Men and even Superman to come back and get that Marvel Avengers formula. The Marvel Avengers formula is just can't beat it. Even Spider-Man. It's funny pop. It's like it's not too dark. And I think with DC, especially Superman, they're just overplaying the Batman hype. I mean, Batman, keep it dark. I love Batman dark.
That's his character.
Superman,
right? Yeah.
Like, have you guys seen the new Superman poster? Behind his shoes, there's a apocalypse going in the background, but then it just still reminds me of this grimy, grungy Superman. And I'm like once
they had the big win with the Joker, right, in that Batman movie, he played that so well, Heath Ledger, that it's like they just thought that was the formula.
They thought that was the secret
and they
formula
stuck with
to
it.
keep DC.
They stuck with it ever since.
Just keep it with Batman. Just keep it with Batman, and I promise you, if you bring like the death of Superman, I was so disappointed because in the comic books, it was like this huge event. I remember in the malls, I was lined up to get the death of Superman.
Yeah.
And then like these
Doomsday.
new superheroes came out, but the thing about it is they could have done it so well if they would have had the Avengers formula where they would have made it like, very pop and it wasn't very too death and dark like, and then weird shit where Superman came, was revived, which did not happen in comic books, by the way.
No, in the comic books, there were the 4 super folks. Like there was the Clone, there was the Man of Steel, right? Like there was
Superboy.
There are all these like weird sort of aftermath, and I thought that was a really cool way to look at it. And I agree. I feel like they take I feel like DC takes the Batman equation and tries to apply it to everything else. But that's like saying let's make the Deadpool Captain America version, right? Like you just one does not work with the other.
That would have been terrible if they would have made
no, gross.
Ew, bro.
Yeah. Who is this guy that's trying to be Henry Cavill, by the way? Like,
that's what everyone's saying. No offense to him. No, I think offense to him. Like, what's he doing? Like, what? No. I mean, he has big shoes to fill. He definitely has big shoes to fill. But
he's got big shoulder pads to fill. I'll say that.
But you know what, though? You know who did a good job in doing the formula? Blue Beetle.
Yeah, that was a good deviation. We talked about that before.
It had the whole Spider-Man formula of humor with action.
Yeah.
A little bit dark, a little bit of romance, but not too much.
Yeah. It felt very Ant-Man-esque to me.
Yes. Great analogy.
Ant-Man was great. I loved Ant-Man.
Quantumania just got, they shredded that. So because it became a vehicle for the multiverse, like it became more of a like connective tissue than muscle. Blech.
It felt like an afterthought, though, man. It was very.
It was kind of forced with the Kang dynasty. They're like, all right, we got to introduce Kang, and it's like, all right, come on.
And you got like this just photo scan of his face stretched across like this big giant cylinder as the animation for what's his name?
Murdoch.
Yeah,
Murdoch.
Just ridiculous. But it was fun. I can't lie. I saw it in theaters. I mean,
realistically, you can't. I mean, how can you make Murdoch awesome on the big screne? I mean,
did you guys watch the animated Murdoch?
Yeah.
That was weird and great.
It was like claymation.
Yeah. So it wasn't Seth MacFarlane, but it felt like an episode of Robot Chicken to me every single time I was watching it.
Very Robot Chicken-esque. Yeah, especially with the claymation kind of appeal or like action figure appeal, right?
That show, by the way, if there's any like Gen Z folks who are like, ooh, what's an undiscovered show that nobody's made into a t-shirt I can buy at Hot Topic /Target yet? Go check out Robot Chicken and then make the t-shirt and sell it. But that show is fantastic. It was so terrible. And so it's one of those shows you can't make again today. You could not make that show again today.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You know what? Actually, I'm going to jump in right there because this is the perfect segue. John just set it up. I'm going to knock it out.
All right.
Today's theme for the show, which we've already actually stepped into a little bit. I was just keeping it cool, keeping it casual, right? And I just want to talk about 2 things. What are you watching? What are you playing? Easy.
Okay.
I can even kick it off a little bit because I just finished episode 9 of X-Men 97.
There you go.
I am balls deep in that show and I love it. I cannot talk too much about it, obviously, because it's not done yet. So that's right. I'm going to try to restrain myself a little bit. And John, I don't know if you finished your homework and caught up on the episodes, but this show is phenomenal. Banger. Love it.
Both the times that I tried to sit down and watch it, which the half episode that I watched slaps, but unfortunately, so too does a crying toddler. So the crying toddler slaps harder than X-Men 97.
You do gotta carve out some time.
You gotta lock in.
Old man priorities.
Yeah, you gotta lock in. You gotta lock in.
Lock in on X-Men 97. It'll be my 2 a.m. watch. I'll answer your 2 questions. I'm playing. I just built a PC. And I just downloaded Helldivers, mostly because I have this PSN account. Like, what am I going to do with it, right? But no, I'm loving. Oh my, this game is so good. Like I literally, Twitch sold me this PC and this game because I watched so many people play. I'm like, I gotta get in on it. It's amazing.
What did you name your ship? We gotta do ship names real quick.
I did Fist of Justice.
Fist of Justice. Mine was Distributor of Peace.
Oh,
Nice.
how functional.
Dumb.
Yeah, right. I'd be dropping peace on those bugs all day long, baby.
Is this where we start talking about our stream? Are we going to start streaming this together?
Hey, it might be a good.
Honestly, I haven't even played Helldivers yet. Honestly,
We got a cadet on our hands.
Real good.
Even though it's downloaded and everything, ready to go. But to answer your question, Kiwi, so what I'm up on next is Marvel Rivals, which is the MOBA game, not MOBA. I'm sorry, take it back. Rewind. Marvel Rivals is the Overwatch game. Where it's third person, not first person. So it's going to be like Fortnite style.
And this isn't out yet, right?
This is Alpha Play is testing this week. Actually, it starts today, May 10th.
Ooh.
Actually, starts today.
Really?
I didn't know that.
Still waiting for my Alpha key. I did sign up, but they're doing waves just like every other major studio out there. They don't want to overload and stress test. But it looks great. Looks fantastic. Company called NetEase is actually doing it. NetEase worked with Blizzard before, which I kind of find hilarious that NetEase kind of ventured on their own and said, okay, we're going to one-up your Overwatch game and create our own game, but with Marvel IP, which is fantastic. And looking at it right now, it's so you have to be different, right? So when you create these type of games, you have to think like, okay, how are we going to be different? Well, of course, Marvel versus the Overwatch world, that's one. But two, I've noticed you don't have your typical standards. So like Loki is a support. And you would think as a support, he's just like Mercy. No, he's not. He is in your face. He's cloning himself. He's like, doing the backstep. He's doing his trickster moves. And I can see a lot of like DPS with him. Sort of like a Moira, right? In Overwatch where she mainly does damage than healing. But with Loki, he also has those trickster moves, but he also has like support moves and then like DPS support moves. So it's a combination of a little bit of everything. It's very interesting. And I can't wait to see how it turns out. Because if you do too much of a hybrid, then what's the point of it?
Yeah, of course. And they'll buff and nerf as they go, just like any other good game. I'm just excited. They've got a long road ahead of them because there's so much IP in the Marvel universe that they can pull from. I mean, all day long.
Infinite expansion. Right,
that's another
characters to buy every couple weeks.
There you go, and that's another leg up that they're going to have on Overwatch. I'm sad to say, is Overwatch they have to create these, which they did an amazing job. The lore is amazing. The characters are all unique, but they're behind because they have to create these characters.
They don't have a following already. They don't have a
following already. Right? You can release 10 skins on Spider-Man, and each one is different, and each one someone's going to want to buy. Where there's been skins before on like a tracer, and I'm like, it's just a color variant. But with Spider-Man, just like a Marvel Snap, you can do a variant of Spider-Man. You can do, Lady Spider-Man. There's just so many variants you can do with Spider-Man, like the Secret Wars costume Spider-Man.
Well, the Spider-Gwen alone will outsell every other skin together.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it is going to be huge. And I'm sad to say this, but I really think NetEase hit the gold mound here. They're really going to blow it out the water if it does well. I
think it will, especially in the esports realm. It rivals.
I say let's play that game, guys. I say we do that game stream because it is a 16 game.
Let's get alpha keys.
Let's get alpha keys.
Well, they're going to do the alpha keys on PC, then they're going to do the alpha keys on console, and then they're going to do the beta. The beta. I think
PC it is.
PC it is. I'm up for it.
It's Marvel what?
Rivals.
J-Dubs, as you mentioned that, initially saying MOBA, like I was just thinking about one of my favorite games of all time was Heroes of the Storm. It's criminal that it has just been left to like rot, like the house plant that you don't water anymore. And I love that game. I still play it occasionally. And even though it's not really technically, it's like one guy supporting it in a basement somewhere in Anaheim.
You walk past it, you see it, you say, hey,
all the updates are from one guy. You're absolutely right.
But I mean, what if there's a Marvel MOBA? That would actually be pretty cool. Like I would be into that. Like,
Well, it's funny. NetEase actually did the Marvel MOBA, but it was only on mobile, and it was only for certain countries. I've been waiting for it for you, like in the US, but they don't only in the Philippines. Philippines, by the way, fun fact, always gets first shot on playtesting. First of all, it's international, and then second of all, it's to playtest. So NetEase actually did create Marvel Super Wars or Marvel Superhero MOBA game. It looked great. It was fantastic. Everything you wanted, John, exactly in HOTS was there. But they decided to sunset it for Marvel Rival. So they didn't push the American version out yet, which I was disappointed in.
It's a strategic move, though. I see where they're putting their eggs in the basket. And apparently, I guess the moral of the story is I need a Philippine VPN so I can get early access.
Yeah, if you're a mobile gacha player, everyone knows you got to get a VPN Philippine access.
Very nice. Well, I mean, as far as what we're playing goes, I'm just like everybody else, right? I got to get my fix after the show, and I'm on Fallout 4. Went back and downloaded it on my PlayStation and just kind of dicking around, right? Just having fun. You can't mod on the PlayStation, but it's still a good time.
Well, let's talk about that as far as what we're playing and what we're looking for. And I'm sure you guys have heard the news. The Nintendo 2 Switch,
the Switch
dropped. Still no confirmations as far as hardware specifics, but of course there's a lot of rumors. And
it has to be 4K.
Bigger screen. I'm happy.
Well, from the rumors, from what I saw, it matches up to a PS5 level as far as, or Xbox level as far as gameplay specific goes. But I'm like, yes. I'm like, my first thought is like, yes, I can play Final Fantasy VII on the Nintendo Switch on an airplane.
You know, I've recently, because my daughter's kind of coming of age, right, 2.5 or so, and we started getting into the Switch where she'll actually play or pay attention to what we're doing. So we've got Mario Party, and I actually re-downloaded the Super Mario RPG from the 64 era, I think, and we've been kind of playing that a little bit. But
you said Mario RPG, right?
Oh yeah,
Dude, bro, that's SNES era. That's not even 64. That is pre. That's like 96-ish.
Holy shit. Because, see, I'm remembering playing it on the original console, and I'm like, it doesn't feel that long ago. It doesn't feel too long ago, right? I was thinking like maybe it was the SD, right? Or something like that. Or DS. I'm so sorry. I'm talking. DS. I thought it was maybe on the DS, but it's good regardless. But hey, you know what? Nintendo, kudos to them. Smaller console, smaller power. 30 FPS, right? Like all these limitations they have on certain things, they're kicking ass. Zelda taking them all the way home.
Yeah, man.
So, what then are you watching, John? Since you didn't do your homework,
you didn't do your homework. Shame on you.
Do my homework. Well, I will say that I, until recently, having not had a lot of time to watch, I'm a few episodes behind, but on the current season of RuPaul's Drag Race, of course. If you don't watch it, you need to. It's amazing. Great season. So, gosh, it might have actually concluded by now, because I'm pretty far behind. You know how you lose track of where shows are. But yeah, that's the show that I'm definitely most current on right now. But yeah, that's it.
That's out there. I don't keep up with what I call trash TV too much as far as the reality shows and all these things, but I do get caught stopping dead in my tracks every once in a while when my wife is watching, I don't know, Housewives or Vanderpump or just any of this trashy 90 Day Fiance, right? I'm just like,
Kiwi, I put on this shirt and I'll watch seasons of Selling Sunset. Like that.
Well, we're not even Selling Sunset, Buying Beverly Hills. So Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is tied with Buying Beverly Hills because Omansky and Kyle Richards. Kyle Richards is on The Housewife and Omansky is on Buying Beverly Hills. But as you know, they're separated. They're about to go into divorce. But I love watching those shows too, because for me, it's just like motivation. You know how they say, like, if you are hanging out with like the wrong crowd, the old cliche, you're going to be stuck in that wrong crowd. If you're going to hang out with losers, you're going to be stuck with losers. For me, I like surrounding myself with, successful luxury things. And part of that is watching through the lens and the optics of these shows. And I'm like, yeah, That is going to be my gaming. Let's talk about game man caves, the ultimate man cave. Like, what would your ultimate man cave be? Because I've seen some amazing ones out there on TikTok.
Yeah.
And I brought this up before, but since we're kind of on this topic and I don't want to go too much into the trash TV, I want to stay on topic.
Yeah, let's get away from that. I don't want my wife validating that I watch those shows.
Yeah. This is recorded. Yeah. She may.
Well, I'll start off real quick. So again, I want the brick wall up. Then I want to do the Street Fighter tag or the font that John graciously gave me. And I'm going to put my gamer tag on the back. And it's just going to be arcades, pinball machine too. Like the old school pinball machine. I'm talking about Addams Family, 1992 or 90. Was it 92? Addams Family, which was still rated the #1 pinball machine of the time because it the longevity of the game. You actually put a quarter in and you can actually play for 15 minutes.
10, 15 minutes, yeah.
Yep. And then the thing hand for the when you pull back the little popper.
Poetry. I probably logged 1,000 hours on that machine.
Still counting.
My slash plate on that.
Yeah, so what would your guys' like dream setup would be for your gamer cave?
Well, I mean, I'm getting there. So since we have more children than bedrooms now, I've been pushed out of my office into the garage, and it's a blessing in disguise because this has become my man cave, and we're slowly getting there, right? I've got the memorabilia collection going on behind me. We're kind of setting up the little office thing here, right? You guys can't see off camera. We got the couch, the TV on the wall, the LEDs are going. We got some gym equipment. I mean, we're getting there, but I don't think I'm going to be able to deck out aesthetically as much as I want, right? I can't necessarily put the faux brick on the wall or anything like that. So I'll be a little limited, but ideally, I would love that arcade machines in the man cave. Yeah. You got to have coolers with like all the good drinks going on in there, right?
Oh yeah. That's another thing too. The energy drink setup. So I was thinking of like the Monster, refrigerator.
Listen up, Monster.
Or even the Xbox replica refrigerator.
Oh yeah.
Or even taking it back old school, and I want to do like the Coca-Cola. The old school Coca-Cola machine, like in the movie Big.
Nuka-Cola.
In the movie Big, where he brings home the girl, and he's like, "You want a soda?" He like throws the football, and it like the little the can comes out. I want to do that. Like I want to have because I love Coke. I would love to have an old. That's free, of course.
You should move to Florida. They love Coke in Florida.
I don't know about that kind of Coke, but
that and bath salts,
different kind of Coke.
You bite an alligator's foot off and run into a mall.
Oh, you want some Coke? I got Coke for you. Yeah, come back.
The new GTA kind of is set in a Florida type environment for a reason. It just fits perfectly.
Yeah, because they couldn't make it as weird as it actually is. Hashtag not sorry, Florida.
Yeah, sorry.
What about you, John? Do you have any more upgrades on yours? I mean, yours are pretty nice. I mean,
it would basically be in the abandoned arcade that we're all talking about right here, right? Like, except it would be all actual, like 95 to 99. So, like X-Men versus Street Fighter, but not past that. Not X-Men versus Capcom. It would be like X-Men, but then not before that. Like, I don't need Pac-Man in here, but definitely the exception would be pinball. So I would actually put up here like a liquid cool, like this whole wall would be see this area here. Yeah, this would be a water cooled PC unit along the whole wall that's actually animated as well.
Oh wow! Screens. Okay, that is next level.
And this is all arcade over here in this area. If I could draw your attention to this area here,
if you take a look at the pie chart,
Ryan Secrets of Gaming, folks.
You could please draw your attention to this area. Yes, right there. This is the arcade. Yeah, exactly.
Bazinga.
It'll still take quarters, by the way. So if you visit, come with a pocket full of quarters.
Oh yeah, 100%. If you didn't come to my house with quarters, did you even care to come to my house?
Oh wait, sorry, hold on. Is it tokens or quarters?
Oh yeah, there's a token machine at the
door. Sir, is tokens. Hello, sir? You're not even young enough to know about that.
Have you ever been to a Dave & Buster's?
Speaking of Dave & Buster's, I got a hell of a workout there not too long ago with my nephew with those giant Rock'em Sock'em robots. Have you seen those? I mean, they're like 8 foot tall, but the controls are the original controls, and it's like it's like steering a rowboat trying to get these robot arms to move. So
yeah, that's so.
You know what we're doing?
So
We're
cool.
training the mech pilots of the future, and that's important. That's one of the few jobs that we know are going to be there.
When the
kaiju come,
when the kaiju come, when the Category 4 is coming through the rift, we're going to be glad you played those games.
That's right, baby.
Which they stole, by the way, from Final Fantasy VII.
Oh
yeah, the weapons.
Oh no, the boxing the hologram boxing.
Oh, the mini game.
Yeah, the mini game
where
you go into the golden saucer
Yep. Didn't even think about that, actually. I mean, come on, how many different ways can you do giant mechs, right? Gundam and all this stuff. There's going to be some crossover.
Can we, speaking of which, and reboots, which, by the way, everything is a reboot now. Can we just acknowledge the fact that, like, right around 2000, 2002, as a species, we were like, okay, we're done making stuff. We'll just start, like, remaking everything we've ever made. BattleBots, though, I will say, like, having been to that arena in Vegas, BattleBots is the best reboot of anything that I've seen so far in physical form. It is so good because now robotics are so insane that you've just got, it's not just like little saw blades and tiny little poking little hammers. No, they're throwing bots like 20 feet up in the air, bouncing off of walls. They've got flamethrowers and laser. Yeah. It's so good. It's so good.
Well, have you seen the drone races?
Love
taking it like F1-0 with these drones, and then you got the VR glasses, right? And they're like legit, like trying to do like the F1-0 type of setup. Like, all right,
you know what I saw?
You look into it.
Star Fox ship on the front of a drone camera and flies it around so it looks like Star Fox. So good.
Kudos.
It looks good. It really does. But then when you pan out and see the real version of it, like these 5 nerds are like, yeah. But when you look inside the actual VR glass, it looks cool.
Yeah, first person view is much better than the static shot of them sitting in a chair like this.
Right,
just like an esports tournament.
You got the neckbeards fighting like.
Pay no attention to the man behind the beard.
Yeah. and it takes a certain eye, right? Like watching hockey. There's a certain thing where you're not necessarily watching the puck or the drone from third person, right? It's kind of just you're using your peripherals to track motion of like where the puck or the drone is when you're not in first person view because they're just so tiny and they move so fast.
Yeah,
even with all the LEDs on them.
And they're so like they're so sensitive too. It's very accurate. Those VR glasses, it's so accurate. Like you can turn on the dime.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun too. Like if you've flown a drone in that, it's incredibly disorienting. It is just like VR in that you feel what's happening on the right behind just your eyes in a way that's pretty disorienting. It makes me feel like Ender's Game a little bit. Like you're learning how to future of war.
Ender's Game, another great one.
I still do that, and I still get made fun of from whoever's in the room where, right, you're turning. And
that's just called immersive gameplay. Thank you.
That's that millennial pause that John still does.
The millennial lean.
The millennial leaning. Yeah. Because you
always know, right?
The,
the cliche, somebody's getting serious when they like get up on the edge of their seat and zone in like this.
Like, they're locked in. That's the OG locked in.
Yeah, I need to beat this boss. Like this is happening now. That's the lock in. Yeah.
That's the Metroid, Battletoads, Castlevania. If I die right now, I lose 6 hours of progress. Edge of your seat, right there.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's totally.
Speaking of which, Video Game Donkey. Remember Video Game Donkey on YouTube?
Donkey?
D-U-N.
Like donkey?
Except for donkey, but D-U-N. So he's this hilarious YouTuber that he does reviews for games. Like even just like a game that came out a long time ago, like Super Mario 6, Mario 6. And he'll play it like an average person and with average thoughts. Like, this is dumb as shit. You know what I mean? He'll like do that in his YouTube videos. He'll actually give like a real, how those real reviews for movies?
Yeah. Honest reviews or whatever.
Honest reviews for movies. Yeah. He does like honest reviews for video games, right? And it is hilarious because it's true. He's not making up shit. And so he created a publishing company and a one-man dev team created this game called Animal Well that just released yesterday. And it's a Metroidvania game. So it's like a Metroid map. You move throughout in progress, but it's a puzzle-solving labyrinth setup. And it got 10 reviews. It's one of the most hyped and downloaded games ever. And it all came from YouTube.
That reminds me of Dead Cells that Netflix recently published. Really good, like phenomenal, and it's free. It's one of their 578 million free games that they've published, and I love this one. This is honestly my favorite free to play game that I've played in, I don't know, probably the last year. So I would add that to Helldivers on my what have you played list, Kiwi, for your Navi question.
2D side scroller, very clean, very smooth.
I love side scrollers.
Yeah,
there's just something about side scrollers.
Yeah, the animation style, super clean. It looks good, actually. And speaking of like kind of who we're watching more on the YouTube or influencer side, I've been locked in again on this channel called New Rockstars. You guys ever watch New Rockstars?
Only because you told us about them.
I mean, it's a Bible for anything geeky and nerdy. It's just they break down trailers, movies, anything that's kind of popular right now. And that's where I get half of my knowledge from. I mean, I love what these guys do. They really break down episode by episode of like Loki, Star Wars, Bad Batch, right? Like just all of these great movies and shows. And it is filled with lore and stuff. So shout out to New Rockstars. But I love their channel. And that's kind of my YouTube binge right now.
YouTube binge, going down the rabbit hole. Oh, and speaking of which, I heard this is kind of cool. So Hulu, Disney, and HBO Max is combining. So that is like,
oh, interesting.
That is like how Discovery Channel,
and
combined with HBO Max, which saved me money because I was paying it separately. So then I only had HBO Max. Yeah. So now they're combining Discovery, HBO, Disney, and Hulu into one, and in essence, you're going to even save me more money. And then everyone keeps on the internet. Everyone's like, "So we're back to cable now."
Yeah, we're back to cable, right?
We're basically back to cable now.
It's all aggregated again. Wait, so are you saying they're bundling or they're creating
they are all going to be as one.
That's great.
Yeah, I mean, I already get Disney through my Hulu anyway right now.
Yeah.
So I'm on
I get my Disney through Hulu, and I get my Discovery through HBO.
I get my Discovery through Amazon Prime, and my HBO, I think, is through Amazon Prime as well, if I'm not mistaken. But I see, I'm a victim.
Fun fact, a lot of rewards credit cards actually give you free reimbursements for your streaming fees, by the way. So if you have Platinum Amex or Visa Sapphire, or Chase Sapphire, that is, which is Visa, you can actually get reimbursed for most, if not all, of your streaming fees.
See, that's how they get you. Shout out to T-Mobile.
That's how you get them, brother. That's how you get them.
All right. So speaking of TV topic too, I want to bring this up too. So also, you know how Amazon Prime is killing it with Fallout, with all their shows like
Halo shame.
Well, what's the comic book shows?
What's
the one with John Cena?
Well, Invincible. Peacemaker.
WWF.
Peacemaker was.
And what's the one with the bad superheroes?
Wait, Suicide Squad?
No.
The spinoff on HBO, right?
No, it's on Amazon.
Boys?
Incredible?
Anyways.
If it's not The Boys, it doesn't matter.
It's like parody of superheroes, but they're actually The
Boys.
The Boys. There you go.
Said it 3 times.
Sorry. I was still hung up on it. But, Amazon's killing it, right?
Yeah.
So, guess who picked up on that? Sony. Sony said, if Amazon's killing it, I want to kill it too. They are in talks right now to buy out Paramount.
Really? Sony?
But
Paramount.
Can anyone think of any good shows on Paramount right now?
Wait.
I am trying to Google right now to find some good ones, and I honestly can't.
Wait, hold on, because I downloaded Paramount specifically for something.
Halo.
I downloaded for Saved by the Bell.
It was Halo.
Oh no!
But it was before that because I had Paramount when Halo came out.
Oh yeah, you're right. Halo.
I downloaded it for
there you go, Sony. There's your money maker right there. Young Sheldon. Okay, Young Sheldon. I'll give it up for Young Sheldon.
Yeah.
That's about it. I mean, what is Sony thinking of?
Well, it's funny because I know Sony Studios is different from Sony Pictures and from Sony Entertainment, right? They're all different arms. But on the OG PS3, Sony had a feature on their homepage where they had media, and it was fantastic. I mean, they had trailers and new drops for stuff, but they created original content. They used to have a show called The Tester, and The Tester was so funny and so amazing. It was just a group of people they put together in a house, like a reality show, gamers, and they all had to compete in these gaming type, right, IQ, playing, all these different things. And the winner got a job at PlayStation as a tester.
Yep, and there was another person that got a job as a
they did
host.
3 seasons.
It was a host. It was the girl.
Yeah. On the last season, she came back as a host for the tester.
Yeah, for the tester, but then she also spun off into like I want to say like IGTV.
Like that was back when X-Play and G4 TV.
G4, I'm sorry.
G4 TV.
Oh, yeah. Did Olivia Munn?
No. Olivia Munn she was on Attack of the Show. She made herself.
Yeah. But yeah, I remember that show. Yeah, there was actually some people who spun off and did their own thing because of that.
Yeah, and
it was Psylocke, right?
What's that?
She played Psylocke at one point.
Oh, did she really?
Yep, Olivia Munn.
Oh, Olivia Munn, yeah.
God,
that show. They should bring it back. That was a great concept.
That's so good. The X-Men movies had potential. I mean, they were great in its own, but again, they were not Avengers quality.
You know, my prediction is this. So obviously, Marvel's kind of like taking a beat, right? They're like pausing for a second, and what they're making right now is not. Like, I'm not camping out to watch anything they're making right now.
Yeah. They don't want to saturate the market, they say.
They want to saturate the market. But here's the thing. They need a new Avengers. And that, to me, I feel like with the Disney money, they can just finally buy out and completely own, not just the licensing, but just completely own X-Men. And then actually turn that into the new Avengers. Right? Like, really take this Wolverine. If Deadpool 3 crushes it and Wolverine hammers it the way we think it's going to happen, I believe that will be the dawn of the X-Men as the new Avengers center stage franchise.
That would be great. And I'm just going to say, because the original X-Men movies that Sony did were so focused on Wolverine. It was Wolverine and the X-Men, right? It would be great if
Cyclops,
they expanded.
Jean Grey, Love Triangle.
Yeah, give me some Gambit spin-offs. Give me some Beast. Give me some whatever. Right? Show me Cable's journey.
Get Bishop, meaningfully get Bishop in there.
Yeah,
Bishop, right? Yeah. Well, that's what X-Men '97 is doing. Bishop and the Cable.
Such a good job.
But someone mentioned Colossus. Colossus's backstory. I know he was a meme in Deadpool 1. Colossus actually has a very interesting. I mean, his powers are amazing. He can stand heat. He can throw tons of things just like out of the blue. But his background, growing up, in Russia, just like with Magneto. He has an amazing backstory too. Even someone like Colossus or even Nightcrawler.
The X-Men deserve a live action time period. They deserve an arc.
We deserve an X-Men era, I think is the term that we could.
We deserve an X-Men era.
And I think with X-Men 97 going back, and John hasn't watched it yet, but it's spoiler free. With X-Men 97, what I loved about X-Men 97 is they didn't harp into the drama, Cyclops and Jean Grey and Wolverine. Remember how they did that, Kiwi? They just did it like once. It was just like I miss you, Jean Grey, but you're with Cyclops. And then they moved on. They didn't like harp on it.
Yeah.
It was all action, you know what I mean? They took out all the fillers pretty much and just kept the story moving.
A little bit more of a modern day, right? Whatever the modern generation is that's coming out right now. The shorter attention spans, right? Shorter seasons, a little more action, a little less filler. I'm all for it. I love Dragon Ball Z Kai, right? You drop in like 300 episodes of filler. Thank you. Yep. And I'm all for it.
Yeah. I kind of miss the days when it would take 4 weeks to get through one Kamehameha. It's a lot of... Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I've waited to go play outside or get homework done or something to watch an episode. Come to find out, it's just people standing in a circle.
It pissed me off waiting for Goku.
It was like the loading screen of shows.
It was
like, Goku, get your ass here now. I'm so tired of waiting for you.
Just get it done.
No, and that's why the VHS set was like 6 feet long.
But no, I love the X-Men 97. It took out the fillers. And it's beautifully well done too. Like they even show like the big parts, like with Magneto and Rogue. They even show like the big parts, but they did it beautiful. Where they don't harp on it and they don't, they did it. You're shocked, and they moved on.
Stop shocking me, X-Men 97, please. You'll understand later.
John, they just keep doing the shock factor, right?
Stop shocking
that's the way
me.
It should be.
I don't want it.
You go on with the story, shock. I love that.
Although I didn't know necessarily the comic book arc that they're following. I know a lot about Genosha, right, and kind of what's going on with all of that, but I actually had to go back and look at where they're going with this, and come to find out it's very accurate to
it's Marvel canon.
Are they on Asteroid M yet?
No. It's Marvel canon. Sinister is when I had that moment when Mr. Sinister came up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I was like, but I know exactly where we're going with this storyline.
I will
when
not
Madeline Pryor came up.
Will not spoil.
That was when the shift for me. I was like, whoa! This is not X-Men 92. This is X-Men 97, and I'm
this is at least 5 years better.
I have a weird feeling too that because of the sort of Genosha backstory in the comic and everything that's going on, I have a weird feeling that somehow X-Men 97 is trying to sort of be canon with, like, Deadpool, Wolverine, and some of these movies that are coming out. I feel like there's weird tie-ins they're
tying it in. There's a twist. There's a plot twist that Disney's doing, and they're smart about it. Because Disney's known for tying in Loki and tying in all these different. They're saying they're doing that with X-Men 97. They're going to tie it in with a movie come out.
And so the new episode of next X-Men 97 is going to be next week, Wednesday, right? Obviously. John, do you think you can catch up by then and we can watch the finale?
I mean, come on, John.
Let's watch the finale together. It's fine. You know what though? Here's a way out there idea. What if there's this what if somewhere like Kevin Feige and all of his underlings, what if they have masterminded the great convergence? All things Marvel come to the same exact point with this insane series of cross references. Like Deadpool is referenced in X-Men 97, X-Men 97 references whatever the hell else is going on with all this 48 Marvel shows, right? Well, they collectively don't acknowledge some of the flops that have happened.
But think about it. What comic book did that? Secret Wars. And they officially announced Secret Wars movie is coming out.
Well, and a lot of stuff has been leading up to it, right? With the Skrull kind of invasion and all this stuff going on, right? Even though, oh my God, the
Miss Marvel, 10 different variations of Miss Marvel.
The Marvels, and this is such a bummer, but the Marvels is now the biggest box office flop in history.
I thought it would be Madam Web.
It's right there. Back to back.
No, it outdid John Carpenter.
Oh.
Which was rough. That was rough.
Warner Bros. Is blaming the Suicide Squad game on losing on $200 million.
I mean, you want to lose money at.
It wasn't just the game, guys. It wasn't just the game.
The game was actually good. They actually had a lot of TikTok people, just showing the game. It just bad timing. There's so many layouts. It's just bad timing.
Yeah.
So I just finished Shogun. That was great. That was a great series on Hulu if you guys have it.
Nothing but positive reviews. They're saying this is the next Game of Thrones.
It's pretty great. Although the episode, the finale, left me kind of I didn't even know it was a finale. It was done, and I was waiting for the next episode, and it just never happened. It was kind of one of those just trailed, and I was like, oh, that's it? It's over?
That's the bummer with streaming, especially if you're not watching where you are in the season. All of a sudden, you get that feeling. You're like, wait a minute. Hold on. This feels a little too climactic. Don't like it.
Wait, I'm getting all these health pack and supplies, and it's asking me to save my game. Something's happening.
Quick save or auto save.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, that was another good episode. Thanks to all of our listeners and our viewers. If you didn't know, this is episode 9. Coming up next, episode 10, it's kind of a big one for us. It's a landmark because we're really actually going to announce ourselves to the world. If you listen or watch, we haven't told anybody, so thanks for being a part of this.
Yeah, thanks for checking us out early.
Tell your friends.
Tell your buddies and join us for episode 10. Justin will be our Navi, right? All right. We'll try to make it a good one. And
we will.
I think that's it, right?
That's all she wrote.